Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you into Mimico Arena here, the Drummond Street Bowl, the home of the Mimico Mountaineers for game number 2 of their series against the Burlington Blaze. Game number 1 out at Central Arena in Burlington 2 nights ago. And if you missed it, well, I'm sorry to say you missed it. A 12-11 overtime victory for the Mimico Mountaineers. Isaiah Moran-Weeks, the hero in that one, after Mimico scored 3 straight to take the lead with 28 seconds to go in the third period. Then the Blaze scoring with 5 seconds left. Will McLeod tied it to send it to overtime, and that's when Isaiah Moran-Weeks finished it. Should be in for a dandy here in game number 2. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside the JVI Sports Network as we are proud to present your Dairy Farmers of Ontario game of the week here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. Mimico in their baby blues going left to right, working away from Nate Whittam. Deacon Knott gets the start for Burlington. They wear their black jerseys with red buckets, and we're underway with a big pile-up for this opening face-off, and still trying to sort it out back at center as it's picked up by Justin Tavares close to that over and back line. Here's the captain of Mimico, the 2-time now defending points champion in the OJLL. That was Finn Thompson finding Lucas Dudemain. His long shot swallowed up by Deacon Knott, and now it'll be stolen back again by Mimico. Burlington looking for that transition outlet pass to Ben Trumbull. Number of absences in the lineup for Burlington. We'll get to those as time allows. There is Moran-Weeks from up top. He'll go to the far side. Now we'll go to the crease. Will Moran-Weeks spins back, takes a low shot, and then gets drilled. 2 different players sit on the OT hero as the ball is picked up and taken out by Nicholas Volkov. He's going to take it all the way. Just got turned outside of the crease area at the last second. There's McLeod. Braden Sarah's close to the crease there for McLeod as they work it back to the corner again. Burlington on the one-timer, the shot. Low one there from Alex Marinier. That Nate Whittam swallowed up. No Justin Hill, Reed Allen, Miles Newport, Josh Rosa, Addie Dwyer, former Mimico player, Ryan Brooks, Jaden Smith, Tyler Kuchar, Zach Thompson, and Coltrane Tyson, perhaps the 2 of the biggest names not in for Burlington. Here's Waters for Mimico, breaking the ice here in game number 2. First pick there from Dudemain. You can see a pair of Mimico players right in front of Waters. The seas part for him. Takes the shot and gets it behind Knott. It's a 1-0 lead here for the boys in blue. And we go back to the face-off dot. CJ Kirst will crouch in against Steve Delamonte, and Delamonte was lights out the other night at the face-off dot, and he's got another one here. Between Delamonte and Hayden Hiltz, there weren't many face-off possessions to be had for Mimico back on Friday night. Blaze setting up the offense, comes high through the stick of Braden Saris, as it usually does. Amongst some of the goal leaders in the OJLL, despite only playing 7 games in the season. Late addition to the roster, and him and Marinier are big-time trouble on the right side of the attack for the Blaze. They'll set up again to the crease. Dudemain. Bounce shot goes up and out of play. Men with the whistles, by the way. Mark Sands, Kyle Kettery. Can't quite see the third down in the corner, but we'll get that name for you shortly. Burlington. Set up again into the corner. Brooks English will send it there. Low shot and a goal from Will McLeod. As the teams were celebrating, it was McLeod watching Mimico chant in his own building. A little bit of a nod like, I see you. And, you know, he's going to be fired up for this game as that low shot gets in behind Whittam, and he will tie things up. Lost a few ticks of the clock there, and early motion on the faceoff from Mimico. Looks like we're going to play on. After the goal that ties it up 1-1. Marinier now turns and fires. Low shot. Handled by Whittam. A lot of shots down by the feet of the tall netminder so far for Burlington. As the Let's Go Mimico chant starts to break out here in South Etobicoke. From the far side. Return back up top. Kirst, a big high step. He'll get pushed back outside the fan. Kirst sending it in, and down goes with an extra chop. Trying at the number, Justin Lee. Holding, looks like the hamstring area, or the calf. For Lee, who went down awkwardly and then took an extra chop while he was on the ground. Burlington with it. On the run, sidearm shot. I believe this may be Cam York. Number of Nepean players in the lineup tonight with all those injuries we mentioned, and I believe that is Cam York getting the goal to make it 2-1. As another face-off battle, Delamonte gets run over, leading back to a Burlington possession. Cam York, Connor Knott, Sam Perron, and Owen Tassé slotting in for Burlington with all those injuries, along with backup goaltender Thomas Kizak, all from Nepean. McLeod takes a little bit off that shot. It goes up off a defender and out of play. Owen Williams, defender for Mimico, actually blocked a shot with 5 seconds left in regulation on Friday night, which set up the play that McLeod scored on. Got a Burlington player in the crease. It is McLeod again. As Mimico will take it back to near side. 4.5 minutes gone here in this opening period. Scheduled for 3:20s. Finn Thompson through Waters to Lucas Dudamine. Moran Week sets the screen. Shot comes. It's wide of the mark off the end boards and bounces all the way down for an over and back. Cam York and Will McLeod so far for Burlington. Mark Waters for Mimico. Have us 2-1 here in the early going in a packed house here on Royal York. On the run comes Mimico again, slamming on the brakes. I believe that's Kyle Kerrigan, the junior B call-up. An absolute truck in game number 1. Talked to Matty Sykes and put a big grin on his face. They're happy to have that big body in on defense. CJ Kirst, long shot, and that hits off the end boards. And a couple errant shots already for Mimico. Andrew Fredenberg had half the thought of turning that into transition, but elects not to. Quite the budding rivalry between these two teams. This ball is going to skip away. Quickly getting it back with Chuck Rawson. Send it back towards the outside half boards, and a low shot there from York. That time Whittam made the save, and look out, here comes transition for Mimico. Justin Tavares bounces one just wide of Deacon Knott. They're calling for the reset though, so maybe that did hit the outside of the post or the glove hand. New point, however, as the Blaze will take it back into attacking territory. This time it's Sam Perron. Passing it towards the corner. Marinier will get it back to him. Pardon me, that's Saris. And as the return pass gets knocked down, Mimico will pick up and head back. Isaiah Moran Weeks in the corner, right in front of our broadcast position. Weeks to Finn Thompson, not a lot of time to shoot, but still got one through the screen. It went wide, and again, a number of missed shots in the early going here for Mimico. On the crease, Justin Lee looking for help. Going to take a couple whacks there from Alexis Samard. Dudemain gets shoved all the way outside. Brooks English, only known for offense, chasing Dudemain all the way in front of his own bench. Off the glass, Finn Thompson has to play for it. Shot clock down to 3 seconds, and Dudemain will leave it for Nicholas Volkov. Volkov passes it off across center. Ty English will take over. Brooks and Ty English in the lineup. Of course, Sam played with this team through the bubble season before graduating, having a decent senior B. I believe it's senior B campaign. And there's another English brother coming after as well. CJ Kirst had something to say to Brendan Boyle as the 8-second count was reaching its limit. I'll turn the ball over here. And it's Burlington up to the top. Courtney, the shot is Sam Perrant. And that's gobbled up by Whittam and quickly up for Brown. Ethan Brown gains possession and will wait for offense. Here's Kirst around the screen from Dudemain. Lee fresh off the bench. A high shot that time. Also misses the target. And this one's going to bounce off the boards and go for another over and back violation. We'd love to see the shots on net. Not showing on game sheet at the moment, but Mimico has had about, I would say, close to 10 chances if we're not there already. But not a whole lot for Deacon not to do here so far this evening. Owen Hobbs looks like he got cleaned out of that play. It was allowed to continue for Burlington, and now it bounces over and back. Justin Tavares not going to go for the quick restart. He'll leave for Finn Thompson instead, and that's been a good call the last couple seasons. Waters. There's a moving screen right through the middle. I'm not sure who it was. Finley Thompson, perhaps. Getting a bit too much of Samard that time. Minute away from the halfway mark of this first period in game number 2 between Burlington and Mimico. Mimico leads it 1-0. Although Burlington's got the edge here in the game, 2-1. Quick shot in on Whittam. He'll handle the rebound and, as he often does, look to start transition back the other way. Through Kirst. Back for Thompson, his shot. That one finds the mark and not makes the save, but he'll make sure there's no rebound outside of the crease before letting Volkov jog it back across the navy blue center line. Ben Trumbull, part of the 3-player trade at the deadline for Burlington. That shot bounced off the head of a Mimico defender and up out of play. Fans down that direction saying it was off a red bucket, but regardless, it's a fresh 30 seconds. Out of the corner, Chuck Rawson flips it behind the back, looking for York. He goes behind the back for the shot, and Whittam stands in to make sure it stays out of the cage. Ben Trumbull, Zach Thompson not in the lineup tonight, and Deacon Knott coming over from Peterborough, and since Knott took over, actually ran off 7 straight victories in net. All told, 8-2. Burlington's record down the stretch with Knott as their starter. Twister shot there from Moran Weeks. He's got to clear the crease as they come back again. It's Dudemain who was filled in just as the pass was about to arrive. Andrew Vredenberg there to break it up. Here's Vredenberg again, now leading the attack. wearing the captain's C for the Blaze this season. Ball down, Brooks English scoops it, retains possession. Now gives to Ty English, but only 10 on the shot clock. Still trying to figure out who's coming and going over there on that Blaze bench, and not much doing on that possession. Of course, these two teams trade between each other. Cal Lever Pereira and Addie Dwyer going to Burlington. Here's Lee taking a shot off the arm of Knott. And now Volkov sending it down floor. Get an interference call over in the corner just as transition was breaking out for Burlington. So Mimico, another opportunity. Kirst through Waters to Moran Weeks. Justin Lee and set the screen for Thompson. Behind the back return pass. And a bouncer from Lee off the end boards, but straight back to Thompson. Quick stick Moran Weeks and couldn't get it. Now trying to shoot from behind the net was Lee. That one, shots can't originate from behind the goal line, so shot clock continued to tick down. I'm not sure if that would have counted if it got there, but Moot Point has not made the save anyways. Blaze come attacking again. On the run, sidearm shot from Ty English. Blaze player knocked down, and look out here, Tavares is loose again. That short hop just eluded the stick and sat there long enough for Samard to catch up and turn it back the other way. Brooks English out to the sideboards. Halfway through the shot clock now of the Blaze. They continue to set up. English sends it up top, big swim move. Ball works its way free, and not much of a shot there before it came in on Whittam. Bit tough to match numbers to players down 200 feet away from where we're calling the action, but can tell you that Lucas Dudemain's in the corner with it now for Mimico. Sidearm shot and a left arm save made by Knott. They try again. Weeks on the crease. And Kyle Kennedy's going to talk about it. No signal. You can hear what the fans think about it. They're going to say no goal from the crease violation. And we'll have to get ourselves another look at it. Director Chris Main will get that to us in a second. Check Rawson. Couple high steps. Rawson going to take it all the way in. Still with it now. And Rawson doing all he can. But trying to elude the defense of Mimico. Shot bounces off Whittam. And it's Burlington that's going to get it back. Braden Saris. Saris cuts in through the middle. Shot comes from the outside. And it's a good one from Alex Marinier. Mimico thought they had tied the game, but Marinier scores to make it 3-1. Saris throws it behind the net and then takes off. You can see how the defense kind of collapses in a little bit and opens enough room for Marinier to get that shot and take the 3-1 lead. 6:09 to go. They led by 2 twice in the first period on Friday as heads up to our camera crew, Gary Morrison over by the visitors' bench. That ball bounces away. Ends up in the stick of Burlington, but now they'll turn it back over. I think that was intended for Thompson, hit a Burlington stick. And Will McLeod will turn it back up floor. Saris stepping into a hard shot and ends up wide of the mark. Shot clock continues to tick down as Rawson will put it in the corner. 10 seconds now for the Blaze to shoot. High pass Brought down in English, cutting through. We'll send it in on Whittam, who hangs on. Brown leaves for Thompson. Dudemain getting worked over in the corner. Thompson will send it to Waters. No one on the crease for him to pass to. Can't wait long enough for the Moran Weeks screen. Here's Dudemain. He'll send a twist shot that hits the official on the rebound and not corrals that with a big stick and sends up to Brendan Boyle. Under 5 to play in the first period. Again, Burlington took a 2-0 lead. We're up 4-2 before Mimico tied it. Tied 4-4 after 1, 7-7 after 2, 11-all after regulation on Friday night. Ball will work through to Whittam, who makes another save. Pass brought out by Tavares. Burlington bench thinks that Justin Lee had jumped early. Here is Lee. Getting it to Dudemain off the bench. Kirst. Lee is held up in front of the crease. Isaiah Moran Weeks had his stick ripped out of his hands and ended up in the corner. He was saying that was all the fault of Cooper Jackson and has a word for Mark Sands on his way down the floor. From long range, the shot hits off a body and ends up on the outside boards. Mimico will pick it up and gain center in the stick of Lucas Billing. Billing completes the change now by passing to Dudemain. Thompson. No looks across for Kirst. And Dudemain. Kirst, a quick peek up top. Cutter there was Lee. Dudemain couldn't find him. They go back up top for Kirst instead. The shot clock sounds here against the Mountaineers. Boyle lifting the ball down for Hayden Hiltz. Running into it, Cam York. An MP product with a goal already in this game and a number of touches over on the left side with Zach Thompson not in the lineup here tonight. Sarah's taking it towards the crease. Bounced it wide and up into the screening and then the stands here at the Drummond Street Bowl. This will be the site of game number 4 as well on Thursday. Double dip as Orangeville Toronto will also have game number 4. Sure to download the OJLL app for the entire schedule or visit OntarioJuniorLacrosse.ca. Up top, Alex Marinier. Low shot, sails through and wide of everything before it went up and out of play. Also underway tonight, game 2 between Orangeville and Toronto Beaches. Orangeville taking game number 1 by a score of 8-5. You saw it right here last night. Lee has broken his stick, so he has to head off. Orangeville leading that game, by the way, 3-2. From the outside, Waters on the crease has got a second. You could see the play developing on the near side, and just waiting it out was Aiden McDonnell, who was going to stand there as long as it took for Waters to get himself open. Conversation back at the restraining line here. And now a bit more conversation just off the left of your screen. Another face-off win for Delamonte, it looked like, but lost his footing, and now Kirst will take it back in. Kirst with the face-off twig, going to stay up on offense. Far side, Lee got a fresh stick himself, and that shot is way high, up and over everything before going out of play. Ben Trumbull to Cam York. York will give to Saris up top. Saris to McLeod, and a hard shot comes in on Whittam. Rebound scooped up by Mimico. There was a big hit there before. Mountaineers are going to run out with it. Nearing the final minute here of the first. I remind you that both teams have 2 timeouts they can use at any time they want, but only 1 per period. As Isaiah Moran-Weeks will come up top. Dudemain now. Returns it back to Moran-Weeks, who goes to the crease, to the back of the net, to the tie. This is just beautiful 2-man lacrosse right here for Moran-Weeks to Dudemain. He just slips past the first defender, got a step on Volkov as well. And as we said, tied most of the way through that game on Friday night. Guess what? We're knotted up here as well. Second straight face-off that Delamontache's got knocked off his feet. Blaze are still going to come away with possession, however, as Vredenberg chased it down. Samara to spin move back close to the mid-floor line, and then Finn Thompson knocks Samara down. Not really sure if he knew that ball had popped free, and 35.2 to go. No time for Burlington to take their time out. English sending it to the corner. That's Rawson. And English, the lefties now. English on the run. Takes the shot. And 20 seconds left to go. Indeed, Mimico will burn their first of 2 timeouts. So game number 2 of this series after the 12-11 overtime goal. Mimico thought they had tied it up earlier, but a crease call here that we're going to get another look at. Initial shot hits off Knott, brought down, and was the first foot on the line perhaps. There's a tap dance going on from Moran-Weeks. That foot may be okay, that one may not be okay. Whole body in the crease is definitely not, and you can see as Knott stands up. I don't even know if that ball ever got there. Packed house in the oven on Friday, and they've all returned to watch game number 2 after the spectacle that was game number 1 between these two teams. Quite the budding rivalry, as Mimico were the number 1 seed last year. Burlington represented the first 8-over-1 sweep in about 70 years in Junior A lacrosse. The Blaze handing it to the Mimico Mountaineers last year in the playoffs, and Matt Sykes told me that these players have not forgot about it and they want revenge. Got a little bit in game number 1. Here's Waters. Play is on. Dudemain behind the crease. All the way up top. There's the shot. Bounces off the glass, and it came from Waters, but it was wide. Officials are going to get between Thompson and Volkov as they discuss that last shot, but guess what? We got a tight game here in this series. As it was tight throughout game number 1, game number 2 setting up to be a dandy. You're not going to want to miss any of the next 2 periods. This is your Dairy Farmers of Ontario Game of the Week in the OJLL playoffs. We'll be back in about 9 minutes.
On our family dairy farm, there's a saying that The sun doesn't start the day. We do. It's our daily reminder to be our best, make our best. And that our dairy farm doesn't just take care of our family. It's part of something bigger. That's dairy done right.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Gatorade.
It's the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs, the semi-final round. Update you on the score out of, I was going to say Toronto, I guess it's Pickering. 4-2, Orangeville leads that. They lead the series as well, 1-0. Here in Mimico, the Mountaineers and the Burlington Blaze are tied 3-3 after the first period. 4-4 after the first on Friday night, where Mimico took a 1-0 lead in overtime. They'll get the first possession here on a face-off violation. Kirst to Thompson, and Finn Thompson's shot off the shoulder of Deacon Knott. Rebound went the way of Burlington. They bomb it down floor, but right at Lucas Dudemain, who gets hauled down, and first penalty of the game coming here against Burlington. And it's going to be discussed a little bit before English goes in for a hold. First power play for either side. Mimico scoring nearly a quarter of their goals, 24.6% on the power play throughout the regular season. That was second in the league to just Peterborough. Low shot there from Finley Thompson. Deacon Knott will gobble it up. Mimico also, though, had the third most power play goals surrendered. Behind them, just the Six Nations Arrows and the Kitchener-Waterloo, who did not make the playoffs. Here's Will McLeod. Had one in that first period. 3 different goal scorers for the Blaze, including Cam York and Alex Marinier. Long shot hits Whittam right in the chest pad. He'll flip it to Ben McIsaac, who escapes the defensive zone. Halfway through this power play for Mimico, they got a pair of goals from Mark Waters and one from Isaiah Moran-Weeks in that first period. Thompson and Moran-Weeks right now playing catch. Thompson will go behind his back, open side there for Justin Lee. His shot deflected, so shot clock continues to tick down. 2 seconds on it, they go quick stick to Moran-Weeks, just enough to reset the 30, and Dudemain got crunched as he headed towards the crease for another shot, and we get another penalty coming up to Burlington. Desperation, couple of shots, and watch Dudemain here come across and filled in. I believe that's going to be Owen Taze. Didn't quite catch who it was for Burlington who went off, but regardless, a 5-on-3 here for Mimico. Dudemain down in the corner, quick stick on the crease, and nothing new in there for Waters. First penalty about to expire. 5 seconds left on it as Whittam digs out the loose ball, and Aiden McDonnell will get a cross check right in front of the crease as he knocked down Vredenberg going after that loose ball. That was a fierce battle the entire way, and as the play was over, right in the hip from McDonnell. That was a point of emphasis for the officials all the way back to the beginning of the season. Those ones that are right on the hip, that's not a defensive play on the ball and definitely stings. And it's going to sting Mimico. Actually takes their second power play away as we are now 4-on-4. Aaron Taguri picking up the loose ball this time. Brother Josh watching from behind the net. Here's Kirst. CJ Kirst, the big high step. Nearly stumbled, but recovers to get it to Finn Thompson. Quickly back there for Lee. Shot saved by Knott, and Blaze can't get it back. 4-on-4. in a big fake, and what a save from Deacon Knott. My goodness, on CJ Kirst. That brings the Burlington bench to life. See if they can capitalize the other way. That one just skips wide of the net. Out of the stick of Ben Trumbull. Biggest save from either side so far here this evening, perhaps in this series from Deacon Knott. Went back to his left, didn't need to make another save as the Mimico offensive player fell. Finley Thompson will take it as the penalty expires. Turns into a brief 30-second power play here for Burlington. Although Mimico's got the ball, can take this all the way down, about 6 seconds of power play time left. Kirst to Thompson. Up top is Jacob Keller. He'll clear out, now go to set the screen. Thompson to Keller. Thompson goes for a change as Keller takes the shot and bounces all the way back for the over and back violation. 8 seconds of penalty time left now for Burlington to see what they can do with. Well, and as they blow it in, they elect to just kind of stand around with it. Chuck Rawson, the play will get on here, and of course the defense there is to make sure that there's no quick transition with the guy coming out of the box. Will McLeod handles the rebound from Whittam. We're going to get a wipe down here, I think, our first one of the night. A big oil slick just outside of the fan. Look at the ball movement here. Eventually finds its way to McLeod, who gets filled in right in front in the arm of the officials. High again. McLeod felt that one. See, came across the top of the crease. Long shot there wide of Whittam. Out and close, and McLeod doubled over again. It'll be a cross check. Watch McLeod come across the front of the crease. Right here. And the stick runs high. So traditional 2-minute power play coming up here for the Blaze. McLeod into the corner. Keeping it high now. McLeod. Low shot. Whittam the save. Bouncing ball stays in the crease. And now taken out by Mimico. McDonnell. 5.5 gone here in the period, which is seen after a penalty-free first period. 2 per side already. 1.5 left to go in the power play here for Mimico. Pardon me, for Burlington. It's Mimico with possession, though. Sidearm shot hits a body, and Burlington want the quick restart. They're going to get it. Well, it sounded like the whistle blew. And we are play on. Shot clock down in the Burlington end has not started running as Saris makes the shot, and now it does as the reset is on. Brennan trying to run for cover. In desperation mode, couldn't lift it far enough to get it over the over and back line, and Alexis Simard there to keep it on Burlington's side. They've got 30 seconds left in the power play. Rawson, McLeod, working it through Saris up top. Looked off McLeod, took the shot off the end boards. Here's Rawson trying to return it back, and that's off the stick of McDonnell. Aiden McDonnell's brother Angus getting drafted in the NHL most recent draft, I believe 150 some odd. Anaheim Ducks, if I'm not mistaken. Told that he is a tremendous lacrosse player himself, as this ball will roll away from Mimico and into the stick of Deacon Knott, and Burlington will come back as we're back to 5-on-5 lacrosse, tied 3-3, which was the score after the first period. Just under 13 minutes left to go. Shot from McLeod, cleanly caught by Kerrigan. Hobbs will stand in to set the screen. Kyle Kerrigan. finds a trailer in Finley Thompson, who got filled in by his defender, but ball was up for grabs. Knock comes out of the crease to throw the screen on Tavares, which had more than a few fans asking for a little extra there. Burlington, long shot, Saris. And Whittam gonna stand his ground, wasn't sure where the rebound was. It's down floor in the stick of Ethan Brown, however. Vredenberg drugs up over center. Minute 48 away from the halfway mark of this period. McLeod. A Let's Go Mimico chant starting now down about 150 feet away from where the ball is now in the stick of McLeod. Skips away from the far side, and everyone, including Ben McIsaac, will await the shot clock. Brown, a big high step jump. Seacross center. Now gives off to Mark Waters. Hat-trick watches on for number 19 in blue. Pair of first period goals for Mimico. Waters had a cutter. Here's Dudemain, long shot. Penalty coming. Whittam's not going to make it to the bench before the holding call comes up against Burlington. And Mimico will go to their second power play of the game. Can update you again on that game in Pickering. Orangeville now leads 5-2. And somewhat of a side story as Nate Whittam takes the chance to go get a drink. Thank Gatorade for their sponsorship of the OJLL this season. Andrew Kidd is in net. Based on what we're seeing on game sheet, if you were with us last night, you saw him have a rough third period, an awkward save, and eventually it was pulled in favor of Nate Parolin, pardon me. But it looks like Andrew Kidd is back in net for game number 2 of Orangeville and Toronto Beaches. We'll have game number 3 for you of that series, by the way, on Tuesday night. Alex Kumar with the call. An 8 p.m. start before returning back here for game number 4 on Thursday at 8 p.m. from here in Mimico. We encourage you, if you're in the area of any of those games, these YouTube feeds stay the entire time. You're going to want to check out the OJLL playoffs in person if you can get to any of the arenas. McIsaac. Up and over center. He'll feed Waters. Halfway through this power play and the period now. As Justin Lee will put it in the corner. Number of fakes out in front, and Kirst on the doorstep. Nearly had a second opportunity after Finn Thompson found him in front of the net. McLeod will slow it down. You can hear Dan McRae from the bench asking them to use it, the entire shot clock that is. So far, Cam York will oblige. Clock now down to 4 seconds. Feeding it through traffic and skip past Marinier. And now Mimico will have just 12 seconds to do something here on the power play. Thompson. Cross floor. Now they go against the grain to Moran Weeks on the crease. That shot from Dudemain just as the penalty box door opens. But no room for Delamonte to take off because Moran Weeks got the ball back. Big high step from Thompson. And the side of the cage was open. But Knock takes it away with that left arm. CJ Kirst. Back across floor again. Thompson brings it down. Gets a screen. Chasing it in the corner was Jacob Keller. Dudemain had not on the run and then had to double clutch a little bit, allowing him to get his feet set. Shot ended up firing wide again, as has been the story way too often this evening for the Mountaineers. McIsaac stands in, took this shot, full force from Marinier. Don't know if that was off the shoulder or the bucket before it went up and out of play, but absolutely no reaction from McIsaac. Here's McLeod. That shot in on Whittam, but rebound back to McLeod to get another chance. Goes to Marinier and bounced free, giving Kerrigan an opportunity to close the distance. Here's now McLeod over the top, off the shoulder of Whittam. Off the end board, straight back to McLeod again. Couldn't do anything with it as McIsaac now finds Kerrigan, and Mimico will get it out of harm's way. Extensive defensive possession there. We'll see if the offense give them a bit of time to breathe. With 7:25 to go here in period number 2. On the run, Waters feeds inside. Kirst cutting back. Shot missed everything, and now it's bombed back in. Looked like the Mountaineers were going to give up on the play before the ball ended up right at the crease, and that was nearly a whole lot of something out of nothing. Chuck Rawson, however, gets it back. Cut in the corner, there's the shot. Whittam able to make the save on Sam Perron, who was rushing in. Caden Brennan, a little east-west, dangerously close to that over and back line, so gives off to Dudemain. Kirst coming off the bench to Finn Thompson. Thompson will go towards the front of the crease. Now circles back out, and the pass there from Kirst bounces away. Shot clock will sound on Mimico. They've got a couple offensive guys stuck out there in Kirst and Thompson. Keller took the offensive shift, but he's gone back and forth twice now. McIsaac and Tavares completing the defensive set here for Mimico. Ball up top. It's Marinier. Rips one off the pad of Whittam and then off the glass, and Marinier will bring it back down. Mimico only getting... No, they didn't get anybody off the floor. And with Kirst out there for an extended defensive shift, he's going to draw a penalty. Quick stick McLeod. He looks skyward as it goes in for the first goal of the period. Extra attacker into the middle. That freezes the defense just long enough for that quick stick pass to get through to McLeod. Goaltender is, well, Deacon not anyways, taking a chance to get a Gatorade break here. There was some conversation right at the mid-floor line. Here's that play back the other way. Kirst with the interception, and what a save from Deacon Knott all alone. And they want a wipe down in front of his crease as a result. An incredible save from Deacon Knott, and it cannot be understated the impact that he's had on this Burlington team since coming over in that trade. Again, not... We see deadline trades all the time. Rarely do they have this big. Of course, Mimico have been involved in a few of those themselves. Andrew Q, in the year they went to the Minto Cup, coming on to join just a disgusting offense that included Tanner Thompson, who's in the building tonight. And they traded away Jonathan Donville, friend of these broadcasts, to Orangeville at the deadline. He becomes the hero that won the Northmen the Minto Cup back in 2019. It's great to have him as part of our broadcasts. Last season, back underway here, CJ Kirst gonna go all the way down and in a big time collision in with Knott. after that goal went in, it was signaled a good one. And all kinds of extra activities afterwards. Kirst was not going to be denied twice in a row. Delamonache has been winning everything at the draw in this series. That one taken by Kirst. Oh. Looked like there could have been a case for a crease call, but right away signaled goal. And that's brought the board bangers to life, reminding everyone whose house they're in. Deacon Knott goes for a bit of a stroll, and we are tied again, 4-4. On the goal from CJ Kirst. Here's another look at the goal, and keep your eye on the feet here of Kirst. Oh, that left plant leg, I don't know, man. And the collision after, I mean, we saw this a couple times last night in Orangeville, that was called. And back to the face-off dot. Not Delamonache this time, as it's Hayden Hiltz, but Kirst may have figured something out at the dot here for Mimico as he goes back-to-back in the draw. Trying to listen in. I thought we had the goal called back, but they're just trying to get caught up with Will McLeod's. After we went 14 minutes without a goal in this period, we've gone back-to-back within a minute now. All kinds of loose ball play there on the Burlington possession as the defense is picked up. Get a goal like that, you get momentum, you get a little bit of jawing, and that fires up both benches in a quick hurry. Got the crowd involved as well as cutting through the shot. Goes wide of everything, and we get the crease call. The minor cheering section here in-house, which all started back in 2017 at Final Six. Junior A's down at the track to support the minor system. And they responded in due kind in Mimico's run to the Minto Cup that year. Ball bounces into the corner. Deflected in towards Whittam, who gloved it down, and it'll be knocked away as Mimico tried to force it a little bit late in that 8 count. Now Brooks English will slow things down. Rawson. And then McIsaac had a little battle. Ross wins it back and then toes the line, and that will be a crease call. McIsaac over top of everybody, finds Kerrigan on the far side. Kyle Kerrigan. Isaac Moran Weeks. Justin Lee spins away from Vredenberg. Finding Dudemain up top. No room for him to run. So he'll pass back for Moran Weeks, who dives looking for the loose ball. And it's well already down floor. In a quick hurry for the Blaze. 3 minutes to go here in the second period. Knotted up at 4. After the teams went 0 for 4 on power plays for the first half of this period. Finally got some scoring action. McLeod far side. Whittam just caught that on the left leg. And as the shot from Marinier nearly went through. Marinier 1 goal shy of the 50 mark this season. By far his top offensive year in the Junior A. Kirst setting the screen in front for the high step shot and goal and hat trick for Mark Waters. You can see the two righties crash in and then back out. And right where they were is where Waters ends up shooting from. Mimico now scoring back-to-back goals to take the lead 5-4. Waters has 3 of them. Big collision off the face-off. Kirst didn't like it, said something to the official. Gave a shove back to Delamontache as they went off the floor. Inside the 2-minute warning. Face-off battle starting to heat up. Big high-step shot. McLeod off the end boards. Got his own rebound, and then next one bounces over top of everything as well. And Brendan and Mimico will take it out. It's a couple times we've seen that now from McLeod, and almost looks like it's on purpose, perhaps. See if he can get one of those to go. Bit of a hidden ball play here. It's in the stick of Kirst, as it was flipped there from, looked like Lee, his shot just missed, cutting through. Finn Thompson's going to get a slashing penalty here. As it happened behind the play, the shot Whittam brings it down, and McDonnell will pick up. And we will indeed get that call. It was Finn Thompson down floor, engaged with his man, and as they separated, took the chop, kind of similar to the cross check we saw in that first period. Believe went to Mimico as well. Third power play for Burlington, 5th total, all of them coming here in the second period. Mimico leads 5-4. Burlington trying to even up before they head to the rooms. Gates to Green, quick stick, looking for Rawson. It went from Saris, and now McLeod mishandles it. McDonnell waiting to see if there's transition. McDonnell will send it. Bit of a lead, and now back off the bench. Caden Brennan, a lot of coming and going. He'll fill in his man down to the corner, and Burlington players hurt. Can't see who that is. I believe it might be Samard. He goes for the interception here, was involved with his man. This is all good on the loose ball. That you could make a case for in the back. You can make a case perhaps for that one to be high, but the officials allowing all of that on loose ball play, and gotta say I'm okay with it. Obviously not okay with seeing players go off injured, but Samard shrugged off the trainer when he got to the bench, so I assume he'll be good to come back. Another wide shot bounces back it out, and we're within 30 seconds. Mimico took a timeout in that first period. So not sure with this the way as tight as this game is, and game number 1 was, that Dean George will want to go into the third without one in his pocket. Indeed, timeout not called. They go to CJ Kirst instead. Kirst one-handing it as he backs into pressure. Dudemain will now set a couple screens in front. Kirst a long way from home, all by himself, and they're probably just going to take this period down to the wire. Here comes Kirst with about 6 seconds left. Lost his man, takes the shot, rebound up for grabs. Another one right at the whistle, and not sends both of those aside. What a solid period for Deacon Knott and for Nate Whittam and the defenses, as only 3 goals scored, but 2 of them came on the Mimico side. They lead 5-4. You are watching the OJLL Playoffs Game of the Week, sponsored by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. We got a heck of a third period coming up in about 10 minutes' time. Hope you'll come back and join us then.
our family dairy farm, there's a saying that the sun doesn't start the day, we do. It's our daily reminder to be our best, make our best. And that our dairy farm doesn't just take care of our family, it's part of something bigger. That's dairy done right.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat. Carbs to help fuel your working muscles. And fluids to help you hydrate. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Gatorade.
Third period of game number 2 in this series between Burlington and Mimico. The Blaze trying to tie things up. They will start down a goal, 5-4, and they will start on the power play for 50 seconds. It's Finn Thompson who is still in there for slashing. Brought all the way down floor by Samard, who controls this opening faceoff. Update you on the score in the other games. 7-2 is what's showing right now for the Orangeville Northmen over the Toronto Beaches in Pickering. The crew will have game number 3 for you on Tuesday night from Tony Rose Arena. Back here, Marinier. Saris got the return pass from Rawson, cutting in front of Whittam, but no shot as it continues to tick down, and Marinier shoots around a falling teammate. And that'll do it for the power play. Dudemain, while falling, took the shot, and penalty here. Cross check called against Vredenberg. A few chuckles wondering if there may have been a cross check, or excuse me, a penalty shot. And the "you can't do that" call coming from the Miners who were in the corner. So right after Mimico killed off their third minor penalty, well, they'll kill it off right now as Finley Thompson returns to the floor and accepts a pass. It'll be the third power play for Mimico. Everyone shooting 0 for right now as Moran Weeks tries to change that. Fires it off the end boards. Here's Thompson. Dudemain, quick stick Weeks wide of the mark. And Thompson will get it back with 4 on the shot clock. His shot also wide, and it'll go over and back or 30-second violation. Take your pick, as they both come at exactly the same time. Burlington trying to kill off their third minor penalty of the game. They'll slow things right down, it looks like. On the run, over the top. East-west passing, getting it into the stick of Cam York. One of 5 Nepean players dressed in this game tonight, including the backup goaltender. Mimico's power play back to work. Dudemain for Justin Lee. Dudemain will take top spot. Not full splits to make a save that never established itself. The shot goes off the end boards and down the floor again. And Mimico have really been missing the mark since the word go here in this game tonight. Here's Rawson to the outside. Bit of a floater shot from Sam Perron. And they're cheering in Mimico, in Nepean, excuse me, as another Knight has one. This one from Sam Perron ties it up. Little underhand flip into the back of the net, and we're 5-5. The first power play goal of the game comes from one of the 5 Nepeans in the lineup. Big tie-up right at the restraining line. Ben Trumbull still involved as the ball comes up for C.J. Kirst, and now Finn Thompson. Isaiah Moran Weeks to Lucas Dudemain. Thompson will take top spot here on the dying power play. Shot and a goal. Stop me if you've heard this one before, but a big goal from a Thompson inside Mimico Arena. Around the screen of Keller, and he lets out a big whoop after the fact. Finn Thompson has retied the game. Excuse me, he's put the Mountaineers up 6-5 as Goal a bit late going up on the scoreboard here in-house. And now this is a big face-off. Won by Steve Telemanche. He immediately got crashed into there by, I believe it was Aaron Taguri. Blaze still have it, however. Ty English. Cross floor pass late in the shot clock, down to 5 seconds. English will get it back, had one arm tied up, couldn't get a shot away, and no time for Saris to let one fly. Not sure if Burlington thought there should have been a reset there, but even when English got the ball back after the siren went, he thought he had more time than he did. Big screen there from Mimico's Thompson. He'll go up in front of the crease. Shot comes from Lee and overran his own rebound after the not save. Burlington going back to the power play here as Mark Waters got tangled with his man right at the restraining line, and a tripping call is going to come to Waters and Mimico. As the Mountaineers lead 6-5. Deacon not hearing it from the Mimico Miners, who are down in the corner. Saris trying to quiet them. Got the pass from McLeod and it bounced free. Lead attacker from Mimico lost a stick. So that'll allow it to be picked back up by McLeod. Saris. Rawson. Saris, no shot. Tried to twist her. And Aaron Taguri there to grab the rebound. Taguri across center. Slow things down, getting it into the stick of Brennan. Minute 20 left on the power play as the Mountaineers bring it down the far boards. Keeping the ball high now. In the stick of Kirst. Slams on the brakes and swims back. Thompson staring down a couple players as he was getting worked over there by Marinier. Turning and firing was Dudemain. Shot came after the shot clock though. 5 minutes gone here in the third period. Already a pair of goals has Mimico up 6-5. McLeod to Saris, Marinier now. Aaron pass down in the corner and immediately York got worked over. Marinier gets it back and defender ate all of that shot from Marinier, who was just trying to beat the shot clock, and one of the Mountaineers stepped up and took all of the ball and stick in the leg. Possession will go to his mates, but I'm sure feeling it over on the bench. Kirst circles over the top. Justin Lee has collided with just about everything in black on this power play as he continues to work over Hayden Hiltz. Mimico won't get a shot away, and Lee will now turn and head off to the bench. Penalty has expired. 6 minutes are gone in the period. As the Blaze set up. Saris works away from a defender. Puts it down in the corner on the run. No shot this time from Perron. Scored to tie the game at 5 down in the corner. That one from Rawson went wide, and no time for a return shot as it was deep in the shot clock. Mimico coming in on offense. Their crowd comes to life. Isaiah Moran Weeks, the ball carrier. Goes to the far side to Justin Lee. Lee works around a screen down on the floor as he slipped. It bounces right to Alexis Samard. Here comes Samard, taking off. Has Vredenberg with him. Pass to Vredenberg, shot and Whittam the save. Penalty in behind the play, and too many men will be the call. Who's it against? I believe it'll be Mimico coming out to try and defend that breakout. Someone jumped early. This will be the 5th power play of the game for Burlington. They've scored once shorthanded, but otherwise shooting blanks. There's Sam Perrant, the lone shorthanded goal scorer. You watch Cam Essenza run through the frame to go serve the too many men penalty. Perrant taking top spot now, playing catch with Saris. They'll work it down into the corner. This is Saris. Marinier now slides up top. Here is Marinier, no shot. He'll pass to the far side as they continue to cycle through those righties. And the shot did go off Whittam before going up out of play. Saris and McLeod playing catch with it. Quick stick down in the corner. And Ross's shot saved there by Whittam. Picked up by Mimico, and they'll jog it out and over center. 40 seconds gone in the power play. Justin Lee getting to his correct side. Finn Thompson being worked over on the crease. Kirst from long range is going to take the shot, and Thompson was in the crease, so that stops play, but only momentarily is now Ben Trumbull. Works out in transition, sidearm shot, jumps high to look for the rebound, but well over his head, still kept alive, however, by the Blaze. And now they'll slow things down with 40 seconds left in their man advantage. Perrant to the top. Working it all the way around the horn. Shot comes from McLeod, and he's got the hat trick. The guy who stood there at the end of game one nodding at the Mimico crowd has 3 goals in this game, the first of the power play markers for Burlington in this game, and it ties it at 6. Whittam is over at the Mimico bench. Wondered if that was an equipment issue as the official was right there, but he's just going to get a squirt of Gatorade. Shout out to them, the Dairy Farmers of Ontario, and Empire Communities, the main sponsors of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League and your OJLL playoffs game of the week. Again, your next one comes from Orangeville on Tuesday night. We'll be back here in Mimico on Thursday for game number 4 of this series. We encourage you, if there's a game in your area, to get out there and watch some of this incredible lacrosse in person. Here's Dudemain. Up for Kursk. English will keep him to the outside. Kursk now behind the net. Quick stick, Moran Weeks from his wrong side. Never got on net somehow, but now sliding Knott will get through, and don't know if Thompson actually made contact with Knott or not, but Samard gave him a shove, as did Deacon Knott on his way out, so there must have been some kind of contact there with that ball. About to pop past the crease. Whittam, meanwhile, back the other way to his right to make a good save off the right arm. Ethan Brown will leave it for his captain and points leader. In game number 1, passed 150 points in both regular season and playoffs. Cross for Waters. For Finley Thompson, that hits Not square in the face. And he nods and says he's okay. Look at the step up there from Mimico. Sending Brendan Boyle flying. Keller eats a slash for his efforts. And Boyle is fired up after he got knocked down. Still working over and having words with Keller. Headed towards the crease was Kursk. He got knocked down, and Boyle coming in after this loose ball, picked out though by Keller, and the shot. Kursk, all kinds of bounce around. It's going to be Keller that comes away with the Lucy again. And Keller will send it up to Isaiah Moran-Weeks. Now it's Justin Lee, who's being worked over by the crease. Lane opened up, looked like for Kursk. It'll be Moran-Weeks though who takes the long shot and appreciates the pass. All of this is building up to a low shot on the crease as the lane opens for Kursk. Two defenders follow, and the sidearm bounce shot. Yes, Moran-Weeks, we saw it do just like that. To give Mimico back the lead, 7-6 now. The Mountaineers are on top. Only 4 goal scorers per side, if you can believe that, with Waters with a hat trick, Moran-Weeks with a pair, CJ Kurst and Finn Thompson. Will McLeod has 3 for Burlington. Sam Perrott, Alex Marinier, Cam York. The other goal scorers in what is now a 7-6 Mimico lead. Again, they've got last year's sweep fresh in their mind when they were the number 1 seed and the 8th seeded Burlington Blaze sent them packing. Not sure who's getting heckled more at the moment, whether it's Deacon Knott, the goaltender, or the Mimico representative out there to the further wipe down. Nine minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in regulation time. Orangeville has stretched out their lead to 8-2. In the third period of that game, about 13 minutes remaining. As it says on game sheet. Your next Dairy Farmers of Ontario game of the week will be in Orangeville on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Be sure you're subscribed and your notifications are on so you don't miss any of the action. Hanks Kumar will take you through that one. That's Finn Thompson now back in here in Mimico. Follows this bouncing ball all the way down to the end boards. Eventually it works its way to Whittam, who uses that big stick to drag it back inside his crease. On the run, Tavares cuts back. Actually missed most of the end of the season, did Tavares, after an injury. Here's Dudamy. Shot on Knox. He looks down floor looking for English. Ty English slams on the brakes, turns and fires. And the Blaze have answered back. They're all pointing down to Deacon Knott, and this is why. Silence the haters. Down to English, turns and fires. And what a finish from the outlet pass from the Blaze netminder. Remember back to last year's playoffs where Knott almost single-handedly took out the Toronto Beaches in round number 1. That series went the 5-game distance. 4 of the 5 games, but a lot closer than it should have been, and Deacon Knott was the reason for that. No disrespect to anybody from Peterborough last year, but a much better team in front of them this playoff run. Wants to make it a deep one, as do the Burlington Chiefs. Well, I knew that was going to happen at least once this series. Burlington Blaze, my mistake. Moran Weeks. Miscommunication between Finn Thompson and Keller. Pardon me, that's Dudemain who got straight up run over. Finn Thompson wanted the quick restart and didn't get it. And Lee got tied up on the far side with his man, causing Volkov to go down. Brendan Boyle bouncing off Mimico players as the restart was given, due to one of those Mountaineers grabbing the jersey of a defending player. All knotted up at 7. Just about 7 to play as Marinier backs into coverage. Back here for York, spins and fires. Trying to do his best Thai English impression. That one turning into a rebound and a loose ball out of the corner. Intensity picking up with every passing minute and every next goal that's scored. Here's Dudemain. Waters goes straight through his man, who Andrew Vredenberg went down, and Waters disagreed with that interference call. But it is the Blaze back down the floor. Cutter there was Rawson. Following was McLeod, and ball rolling in the crease of Whittam. Brown having a bit of trouble with it. Dangerously close to the over and back line with no help, and he gets shoved over from Volkov. Power move from the Burlington transition specialist. What can the Blaze do with the ensuing possession? Marinier to McLeod on the run, sidearm shot. Whittam the first save, second shot, he'll gobble up as well. Ball caught up in his glove as he now sends it out to Brown. 6 minutes to go in regulation. Kirst is going to shed his man. A little bit of low pass that goes to Isaiah Moran Weeks. Kirst, far side. That one too far for Thompson, who got run over. And I was wondering about minor interference, but it's going to be full-on interference for Brendan Boyle, as the crowd reminds him that he cannot do that. Keep your eye on Finn Thompson right there, and then, oh my. Whittam wants a wipe down and a timeout. That'll give Mimico a chance to talk this one through. You can see what Dan McRae thinks of the call. The rest of the schedule in this series, by the way, Tuesday in Burlington at 8 p.m. Take your phone, your device, whatever it is with you when you go to Burlington to watch our coverage of Game 3 against Orangeville. Another look at the penalty that sent Finn Thompson down to the floor, and Mimico back to the power play for the 4th time in this game. Thursday, the series will return to Mimico, as will we, for an 8 p.m. start. Take your tablet to Pickering with you. You can watch Toronto and Orangeville in game number 4, also at 8. And then if game number 5s are required, they'll be Saturday in Burlington and in Orangeville. 7 p.m. start times for both of those. Shot bounces wide. Isaiah Moran Weeks will pick up the rebound. He gives to Dudemain. Top spot taken now by Finley Thompson. He's got Lee and Keller over representing the righties. Behind the back to Keller. Top spot Dudemain. Quick stick Moran Weeks. And it's over top of a sprawling knot. Number 12's got a hat trick tonight. And again, this is setting up to be an outside shot the entire way. And perhaps not gets a little overcommitted there looking for it, but Moran Weeks. That's a pair of power play goals now for the Mountaineers. Moran Weeks has one, Finley Thompson has the other. And the Mounties lead 8-7. Back to 5-on-5. Delamash a clean face-off win all the way back to the restraining line. Tavares lost his footing as Ben Trumbull picked it up. Vredenberg quickly to Samard. Here's York. Him and Ross in the lefties. Marinier laid off the bench. No shot for Marinier as Mimico's done a pretty good job of taking that long-range bomb away from him. Not this time, though, as Whittam stands in and makes the save. Here comes Tavares. 3-on-2. Mimico the shot off the face mask of Knott for the second time. York. Shot from Saris this time. Off of Whittam. Shot clock resets. Saris will then throw a screen. Bit of a change-up shot. Followed it up. And now Brooks English setting the screen. Whittam. The save and no rebound. 4 minutes to go. Burlington with 2 timeouts. Mimico have 1. Mimico up by 1 in the series and the game. Dudemain and Connor Knock in a big battle down here in the corner. Shot comes from up top and didn't get all the way through. Samard knocks down Dudemain looking for the loose ball. Eventually picked up by Knock. He'll spin back away and outlet pass down to the far boards, springing Hayden Hiltz. Reinforcements off the bench are Ty English. He's got Cam York. The trailer there is Chuck Rawson as they go lefty heavy. To the outside, a couple swim moves there and no room for English, but a rebound and a second chance. Not sneaking his way out of the crease, not getting the call yet. As Mimico come out of their own end. Here's Justin Tavares. This South Etobicoke crowd getting into the game all the way down to the wire. Waters to Lee. Shoulder has come all the way off the jersey of Lee. And that one eluded Isaiah Moran Weeks as well. Knott will send it back towards center. Will McLeod. 3 goals already in the game tonight for McLeod. Rawson will send it back, about to head towards the crease. They go up top instead for Sam Perron. He also scored in this game. Marinier will shake his man back to the crease. And Perron with the double. When the top defender falls here, keep your eye on the shift on the far side. Now, 2 Mimico players go back that way, but they were both kind of looking at Saris and forgot about Perron and the fact that he can put it in the back of the net, which he does for the second time in the game. They're asking for a wipe down again in front of Nate Whittam. One of the problems with a hot building like this. Good crowd here in Mimico tonight. Word is starting to get out that this is the series you want to be at. I mean, you want to be at all of them, but we remind you, 12-11 in overtime on Friday. Marinier shakes his defender, gets it down to Perron, and Nepean well represented tonight on both the roster sheet, but now the score sheet as well. Barant with a pair. Cam York has one. That's 3 of the 8 put up by Burlington. And Will McLeod has 3 on his own. Long shot. That kind of came out of nowhere for Burlington. Bounced off a Mimico player and up out of play. Ty English will have it back. Sending it up top now. From long range, Brooks English shot. Got through to Whittam. Chase is on here. Taguri. Just got a step on Brooks English to ensure Mimico gets his possession. Kirst, laid off the bench, finds Dudemain. He goes over the top, into the corner. Keller, low shot, Thompson. Save made by Knott. Closing into the final minute. Mimico have way too many guys out there. And this is in the last 2 minutes. Burlington should turn the ball over. They can get a penalty shot. Will McLeod had one and scored on it. Actually, excuse me, it's Brayden Saris in game number 1. Shot clock about to expire here, but not before Marinier lets a long bomb go. And indeed it is a too many men penalty in the last 2 minutes against Mimico, and a penalty shot. With the game tied 8-8. Well, you tuned in for drama, so we're going to give it to you. Crease being wiped down where Nate Whittam occupies. And you wonder who takes it. Will it be Saris again? The answer from Dan McRae is yes. Scored on a penalty shot in the third period on Friday night. 34.9 seconds left. Has not scored yet in this game. One of the top goal producers for this Burlington club. Could do it at the biggest moment of the game. Mimico winning in Burlington told me before the game that they believe that they've got home floor advantage back. They are the lower seed. All they got to do is win 3 in this building, forcing Burlington to have to win at least 1 here. They're going to make sure that every part of this floor is completely dry before we get this penalty shot from Saris, just to add more suspense and drama to the shot that's upcoming. On Friday night, he worked in, faked right, tap dance to his left before taking the shot. This time he's going to go left side. What's the move? The exact same from the opposite side, and he celebrates in front of the scratches. Friday, he started on the right and threw the exact same move. Coltrane, Tyson, and the rest of the Burlington Blaze players on the sideline have the best seat in the house, and perhaps the best video of that one. That gives the Blaze a 9-8 lead. Don't forget Friday, though, Mimico took the lead at 28 seconds to go, and it was answered by Burlington to force overtime. Both teams have timeouts in the bag, and Mimico's going to use their last one here as possession is flipped up and into their bench. Here is the penalty shot one more time. as Braden Saris walks in from the left-hand side. Whittam did the right thing and stood in, but you could see almost from jump that spot was going to be open on his stick side. I don't know if that's something that Saris is just has on Whittam or if that's just his favorite move, but Nate Whittam has now seen it twice in this playoff series. Mimico will set up the final chance play. 26.8 seconds. Whittam will be on the bench. Coming out is Lee Dudemain. Finn Thompson will be out there somewhere. Keller, Kirst, Isaiah Moran-Weeks. Those are the 6. It's Thompson down floor that will start with the ball. Vradenberg, Samard. On the crease, Boyle. 2 high defenders are Volkov and Cooper Jackson. And the play is on. Kirst. High step, they'll go behind the net to Dudemain. For Lee, Dudemain, quick stick, and not, turns it aside. This will not be over and back as it hit the net. Under 10 seconds to go. Quick outlet pass coming here to Dudemain. Lucas Dudemain. Thompson, no shot. He falls, he scores! Is Finn Thompson even okay in the pileup? Clock is in your screen. You'll see there's time as he gets all kinds of filled in. It gives Mimico back the tie. Thompson grabbed the loose ball out of the corner knowing he was going to get hit on Friday, leading to the winning goal. Takes the shot knowing he's getting filled in to force overtime in game number 2. Folks, we told you this was setting up to be a great rivalry. Mimico and Burlington headed to overtime once again. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse Game of the Week, brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. It is a 2-minute break before sudden death overtime comes your way next.
On our family dairy farm, there's a saying that the sun doesn't start the day, we do. It's our daily reminder to be our best, make our best, and that our dairy farm doesn't just take care of our family, it's part of something bigger. That's dairy done right.
So here we go, overtime for the second time in this semifinal series between Mimico and Burlington. Isaiah Moran-Weeks, the hero for Mimico 2 nights ago. Who will it be tonight and for which team? I think we know who that guy wants it to be. Put your picks in the chat, folks. Overtime coming up in 10 seconds. Braden Saris on the penalty shot gives Burlington the lead with 37 seconds to go. And then with 1.3 left, nearly getting decapitated in the process, Finn Thompson scores for Mimico And that's what the Thompsons do. They score big goals in this building in big moments. Mimico is taking all timeouts so far. Burlington have 2. Face-off won by Delamonache, but it's up for grabs. And in front of the Burlington bench, Hayden Hiltz corrals it, and it will be Burlington timeout. Here is the last goal. Remember, this came off the shot and time was ticking down. Only about 6 seconds left at this point. As Dudemain will find Thompson. Beats the first man, gonna stumble here. And inside the huddle, it took him some time to collect himself and get his gear and get up. It's going to take a lot more than that to keep him down. Here's the play before that, though. My goodness. Deacon Knott has been making some saves tonight and in this series. Knott will stay in there as they'll have the ball up top for Sam Perrant. Pair of goals tonight for the Nepean Knight. Marinier back across the shot there, and don't know that Whittam, it didn't look like he was ready for it. He's trying to calm himself now in the crease. That one just hit him more than he made the save. Aiden McDonnell will send it back out. We wait to see if Finn Thompson comes out for this offensive set. It doesn't look like it. As down in the corner. There's Keller. Skip shot there from Dudemain. And oohs and ahs is that. Gonna say hit off Knott before it went up out of play. There is Finn Thompson. Up and recovered, at least enough to be out there for this set. After scoring the goal that sent it to overtime. Moran Weeks, the one-timer. Knott all kinds of down and out. And Lee was in the crease before he could gather that one up. Ty English into the corner. Cam York and English play catch again. English all by himself. Swim move, pushed outside. York up top. Fires and scores! Welcome to Nepean Night here in Mimico. It's all English. York sneaks out by himself, and the sidearm snipe gets through to make your final 10-9 for Burlington. Your hero is Cam York with a pair of goals. 5 Nepean Knights in the lineup tonight. As Will McLeod has a word for the official afterwards, as does Dan McRae on their way off the floor, but not sure what that's about. But what I do know is that this series is tied 1-1 off the back of Cam York's overtime winner to make it 10-9 for Burlington. Game number 3 is Tuesday night. Our crew will be in Orangeville for an 8 p.m. start between the Northmen and the Peaches. Northmen lead that series 2-0. We'll have game number 4 from here in Mimico on Thursday at 8 p.m. Our producer for the JVI Sports Network is Gary Morrison. For the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, it's Colleen Grimes. Our director tonight was Chris Main. And on behalf of all of those involved, we thank you for tuning in. This has been the OJLL Game of the Week, brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. I'm Matthew Carrick. 10-9 your final. This series is tied at 1.